What do we have next? From the booth. Kind of wish it just said the booth.
Millennial hippies. What are they? Where are they coming from? How do we stop them? Jeremy over here. I love him. He's my brother. I just don't like him and his choices. There's a lot, and being a healthy person takes a lot of work, right? But some people, I think, this new generation of millennial hippies take things way, way too far or out of context. Like Jeremy, believes that food is evil. All food is bad. It kills you. Homegrown is the way to go all the way. But we read an article which was pretty interesting, and what led us to this conversation was that the carbon footprint of homegrown food is 5 times greater than those grown conventionally. The study found individual garden infrastructure responsible for increased levels of CO2 emissions. And Jeremy hit me back and said this was written.
I can tell you what I said.
No, I'm gonna say out of your mouth.
Bullshit. I call bullshit. That's bullshit. Everything you're saying is bullshit.
And why is it bullshit, Jeremy?
I'll tell you why. You ready? Mm-hmm. Because there's no fucking way. There's no way that you or anybody having a garden in your backyard causes a bigger carbon footprint than monoculture farming. If people understand, there's like really good people you can look at. I would suggest, like, Russell Brand has a podcast where he talks to a girl named, I'm gonna mess her name up. It's like Rashina Bondi or something like that. And she talks about it because in India, they still do like natural agriculture. So it's just crazy. This is crazy. It's propaganda.
See what happens when you open the door.
Nonsense.
I opened the door to the millennial hippie. He just went off. But so who wrote this article?
This article?
Yep.
Joe Pinkstone? Pinkenstone?
Right. So why was this article published and is in our faces today?
It's a good question.
Who do you think is doing it?
Well, probably some super PAC, probably some general investment firm that the way they bleed money through media and politics and everything else to create a narrative and to push the agenda. So if it basically, the understanding would be like, if you were responsible for selling artificial fertilizer, then your job is to sell artificial fertilizer. That's all you care about. So when you get negative publicity or anything that takes away from a certain interest, and all of these interests tie together. So it's not a coordinated event, but artificial fertilizers and big farms that do this kind of agriculture, right?
Big farmers.
That's a different industry.
Farmers. No, farm.
And then anybody in between that has a vested interest in keeping that system running, that's a $1 billion network of.
So is this fake news?
I think so, probably, yeah.
So he's a hippie.
I'm okay with that.
And there's nothing wrong with hippies because at least like you shower. Like I know that.
Hippie shower.
You don't have any.
Even the old hippie showered.
Stones. But
I think what the thing is, like when you're saying like hippies and how they separate it, I think hippies are more of people that know what they're putting in their food. Like you make your fertilizer, you put everything so you know, so you might have think it's healthier.
Yeah.
So that's always gonna be a battle.
Yeah.
No matter what.
That's true.
So, but do you think, like, so I don't think, like, I know what
Like you say, you eat totally different than he eats.
Absolutely.
He
100%.
Yeah, exactly. And I do too.
Yeah.
We
weird.
We eat totally different.
Yeah.
But
we
like
know
I
what
said,
good food is. We know when we get nutrients.
Exactly.
We know what that feels like.
but he just like I said, he
He's a hippie.
puts his own stuff in his food. He doesn't use the same.
This guy
stuff
makes
that we
his
eat in
own
the food.
bread.
Like, exactly. We don't make our own bread. We'll go to the store and grab
I
a
get
loaf.
Sara Lee honey wheat, dude, all the time. My favorite.
Sarah V.
Sara
Exactly.
Lee.
So
Sarah
that's the
V.
thing. But only thing is different is because he knows every ingredient that he puts in his bread.
Yeah. I do know that.
We don't.
Yeah, but is that benefit? Do I think that
It's
eating
not.
his bread is going to make me
No,
healthier?
that's the thing I'm saying. But he's going to feel that way because he makes it. He
So
knows
it's a placebo,
it's kind of. I think it's like
or he's a hippie.
I would say that there's probably some preservatives in the bread that you eat that potentially could affect you.
And I'm gonna tell him right now. I told him this all the time. I said, I don't matter what you eat or what you think you eat. We're gonna smell the same once we're dead.
Yeah, that's true.
Good point. Now, Jeremy would argue, and to his credit, he makes a lot of good points on some things that he hasn't experienced firsthand. For instance, well, it's not about when you die, how you die, what you smell, but it's about your value of life leading up to death. What are you able to do? Can you still go running and play football with your kids?
Yeah, and a lot of
blah, blah,
factors
blah.
play into that. I
A
don't
lot.
just say nutrition.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
But you are super high into the nutrition to the point where his friends and his kind of community around him, when we were talking about this earlier, I went, dude, I don't know anyone with a home garden. And he goes, everyone I know has a home garden. I'm like,
Almost
you guys
everybody.
are freaking, that's weird.
I know a lot of people that have home gardens.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
To me, that's insane. And yeah, I know when I'm eating bad food, that's just to like fill me up, and I know I'm not getting nutrition. And I take my daily vitamins.
Yeah,
I take my daily vitamins for this reason.
That's the kind of sentence you would expect from a guy wearing a donut hat.
You just pissed
sorry.
off so much of YouTube, bro.
I'm sorry.
This is Donut Media. They're a huge company on YouTube, and they're all about cars.
What?
Yeah.
Cars?
Yeah, it's cars. It's a
They
car
should
channel.
rename their channel
Okay.
because it seems like they're into
Will you
donuts.
stop being who you are against Alabama, China, and donut?
I love
Alabama. Donuts?
That's
Homemade.
funny.
But anyway, so I want to put the question on the viewer. I want to know, what do you guys think? Is he being a hippie, or is he being smart and he's going to outlive me? He might do that regardless of what we eat. But is it the right thing to do? Is Monsanto trying to kill us all and make us nutrition deficient? I like saying that, nutrition deficient. And do you have a home garden? And what do you think the benefits are? That's what I want to know. Because I'm not sold on what Jeremy tells me all the time. And that might just be because he's my brother, that I have to take everything he says and just naturally challenge it. So let's see. I want to know what the consensus is out there in the rest of the world.